Imagine this. You're sitting at a quiet restaurant in Los Angeles, enjoying your meal, when suddenly, two familiar faces walk in. Jungkook and Jimin. Yes, those Jungkook and Jimin. Now let me ask you, what would you do if you saw them right in front of you? Would you scream? Would you freeze? Or would you simply sit in silence, too overwhelmed to move? Before we dive deep into the shocking story that left every fan buzzing, make sure you hit subscribe, because I promise what you're about to hear is unlike anything you've imagined. The whisper before the storm. It all started on an ordinary evening in LA. No official schedules, no paparazzi alerts, just another night under the California sky. But whispers began to spread online. Someone spotted two figures, both covered in caps and hoodies, stepping into a small, dimly lit restaurant tucked away in a side street. First, nobody dared to believe it. After all, LA is full of celebrities. But then, someone caught a glimpse of a smile, a laugh, and a tattooed hand adjusting a hoodie. That was the first clue, because everyone knows the art etched on Jungkook's skin is unforgettable. The second figure. He moved with grace, head slightly tilted, voice soft but warm as he spoke to the waiter. And that's when fans knew. It was Jimin. Together. No stage, no cameras, just two brothers sharing a meal. Silent earthquake. Imagine the energy inside that restaurant. The people who were there described it as a silent earthquake. A moment where everyone's heart started racing but their bodies froze. Nobody wanted to ruin it. Nobody wanted to be that person. One fan later wrote online, "It felt like time stopped. I wanted to cry but also smile. They looked so at peace, like two old friends finally taking a breath together." And isn't that what makes this so powerful? For years, we've seen them on giant stages, in music videos, under blinding lights. But here in this small restaurant, they were simply human. Laughing, hugging, eating. And yet, this simple moment shook the world. The unexpected reaction. Now here's where it gets interesting. Fans expected chaos. They expected screaming, pictures, a rush of phones raised into the air. But the reaction? Absolute respect. Not a single person shouted. Not a single fan invaded their space. People simply watched in awe, whispering softly, tears filling their eyes. Some said it was the most beautiful silence they had ever experienced. Because sometimes, silence speaks louder than screams. One fan later confessed, "I couldn't even bring myself to ask for a picture. Just seeing them together, alive and smiling, was enough. I'll carry that memory forever." And that is what shocked the world. Not their presence, but the way fans reacted. With love, not chaos. With admiration, not intrusion. The bond that can't be broken. Let's pause here for a moment and think about it. Jungkook and Jimin. Two young men who grew up in the same team, who cried together, laughed together, survived together. They've been through storms that none of us can fully imagine. And here they were in Los Angeles, side by side again. It wasn't about fame. It wasn't about headlines. It was about something much deeper. Brotherhood. If you've ever had a friend who feels like family, you know the power of these moments. The kind where words aren't even necessary. That's what fans witnessed that night. A bond too deep for the stage to hold. A bond that no distance, no time, and no challenges can ever break. The world reacts. Of course, the news didn't stay hidden for long. Within hours, the internet exploded. Pictures surfaced. Posts went viral. And suddenly, everyone was talking about it. Some fans cried tears of joy, tweeting things like, "Just seeing them together again healed my heart." Others couldn't stop analyzing every tiny detail. What they wore, what they ordered, even the way they looked at each other. Because when it comes to Jungkook and Jimin, every detail matters. But what truly stood out was the overwhelming wave of love. This wasn't just another celebrity sighting. This was a reminder. BTS isn't just a band, it's a family. And their family bond continues to shine, even in the quietest corners of the world. Lesson for all of us. Now let me ask you again. If you were there, what would you have done? Would you have pulled out your phone, desperate to capture the moment? Or would you have simply sat back, letting your heart soak in the memory? Because here's the truth. Sometimes the most powerful moments are the ones we don't record. The ones we carry inside us like secret treasures. And maybe that's why this story matters so much. It's not just about Jungkook and Jimin. It's about respect, about love, about recognizing the humanity in the people we admire most. The bigger picture. Think about it. Two men who have spent years under the spotlight finally get to share a simple dinner. And the world sees it as extraordinary. Why? Because it reminds us of something we often forget. That behind the fame, behind the music, behind the headlines, they are human. They get tired. They laugh. They crave quiet nights and warm meals, just like the rest of us. And maybe that's the real shocker here. Not that they were spotted, but that we were reminded of their humanity. Carry this with you. So, my friend, the next time you find yourself longing for your idols, remember this. They are human. And being human is beautiful. What Jungkook and Jimin showed us that night in Ella wasn't just a meal. It was a message. Love doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes it's found in the simplest things. Smile, laugh, shared meal. And maybe that's the lesson we all need to carry. That in our own lives, the little moments matter most. Closing, a heartfelt goodbye. So let me leave you with this. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we all treated each other the way fans treated Jungkook and Jimin that night? With respect, with love, with silence that spoke volumes. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs a little hope today, and hit subscribe. Because here we celebrate not just the stars but the humanity behind them. Until next time, remember, love is always louder than chaos.